Hi guys, so welcome back to the second part of the book haul video. So in this video I'm so excited about two series that I got. I'm very excited to start them already because I've mainly focused on the Wheel of Time series. I've actually only focused on that series. I haven't read any other series. I know it's pretty much of a shocker that I haven't because I'm so into fantasy, but I haven't read them, but you'll see. So let's start. The first series that I got is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson and actually Stormlight Archive by obviously Brandon Sanderson. And these, first of all, these are just stunning. I love white books, how they look on my shelves because I have dark shelves, and these just look absolutely amazing on my shelves, and I love them, especially since they have this like wave thing going on. All of them look top tier. So I don't know much about these stories, either of them, because I really like to go in head first. I like to not know basically anything, but I've read Brandon Sanderson and I really enjoy his writing style. I've read Elantris, Snapshot, which is a kind of a short story, a novella if you will, and the last Wheel of Time books are actually like written by him, so I know that I really enjoy his way of writing, his style of writing, and I'm very excited to dive deep into these worlds that he created. I know they're brilliant. I've heard that the magic system is very complex and very like satisfying to know and to see how the characters solve their problems using those spells and whatnot. And mostly I'm very excited about the characters. I'm the type of reader that loves characters and he does them so well. Like I very much get like super attached to them, and it's just lovely. He's one of my favorite writers, and I know that I haven't like read his most known books yet, but since I've read Elantris, which is a chunky book, and his novella, I think that I get like the way he writes and I love it so much, and I cannot wait. I just cannot wait to read his books. So I'm very excited. So the next book that I've got is The Devil in the Dark Water by Stuart Turton, and I'm very excited about it. This is a thriller, and I don't like to know anything about my thrillers because anything can be a spoiler basically, involving like the blurbs on the book. But I do know that it's set in the 1600s on a ship with a like small number of characters. And I just love that. Confined spaces, small number of characters is just what I love in my thrillers. And I've heard that his other book, The Seven Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, is a 5-star read. So hopefully I'll enjoy it. I have great expectations, but because it's a thriller, I don't have great expectations because I'm mostly let down by thrillers. But I've read the first 20 pages of this book and I put it down, not because I didn't enjoy it, but because I'm in a reading slump and I'm trying to focus only on the last book of the Wheel of Time series. And the thing that I found out is that from the first page, like from the get-go, I was super intrigued. Like I really want to know what happens. I really want to know like the murder, I suppose, that occurs here. And it's interesting. I already like a few of the characters, like a lot, and it's just 20 pages, which is insane. Like it has great potential, but I'm scared. Like I'm scared to give this a 5-star prediction because it's a thriller, and that's a bit of prejudice for you today. I'll let you guys know how good it is. Hopefully it's good. I'm scared, but yeah, also it's pretty. So the next book that I'm going to be talking about is a science fiction book, and I'm really trying to get into science fiction, but I'm incredibly picky. Like I like big science fiction operas, or like Rick and Morty type of science fiction, like more quirky and a lot of like time travel. But this book I think will do it for me. It's The Star Is My Destination by Alfred Bester, and I've heard only good things about it. I don't know the plot. I don't know what happens. I don't know what's it about, but I know it's very good. It's a science fiction classic, and everybody just praises this book out of its goddamn mind. And hopefully this will be like the gateway book for me to science fiction, because I really want to like enjoy it, because I like science fiction in movies. I really enjoy it, but in books not so much. Like, I haven't read a lot of science fiction. This is kind of dumb of me, but I didn't enjoy it. So I'm very, very excited to give this a go, especially since it's like so tiny. And also, side note, I really like this edition. It's just so insane, like the colors and everything, that it just goes well. I don't know, I really like it. And the spine, a very pretty edition. So very excited for this little beast of a book. I'm very excited for this one as well. Wow, what a twist. So the next books are going to be a bunch of classics. I'm going to show you them like this because look at those spines. They're so pretty. Like, I love the blues and the purple. The first three classics that I'm going to be discussing are John Steinbeck of Mice and Men, John Steinbeck's Grapes of Wrath, and East of Eden by the same author. I haven't read these two, but I've read Of Mice and Men, and I absolutely adored it. I know it's so tiny, it feels so bad. Like, of the three, I've read the least, the least commitment one, but I loved it. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. The thing that gripped me was the characters and the way John Steinbeck understands human psychology. And I just love the the situations itself, but like the situations they were put in, how they reacted, and how the story developed. It was one of the most thrilling books that I've read. Like, I was on the edge of my seat. So at first when I started the book, I wasn't expecting it to love it as much as I did, because it's such a short book, and I have this notion that I only can get attached to characters or stories that are over like 300 pages long. Otherwise, it's just not enough for me, I guess, to empathize with the story or character, which is very dumb because I love a lot of books that are 300 or less pages. And this one was one of the most thrilling books that I've ever read. I was on the edge of my seat, and I just simply adore it. Like, I know, I'm 100% sure that these two are gonna be 5 stars as well, because he knows how to write characters. He knows how to write moments, like important moments in the lives of those characters that he creates, and he understands each one of them. And even if he has like 10 or 20 or 30 different characters, each one of them will feel very unique and very, so not like a stereotype of some characters. And I really enjoyed the fact that it's Americana, like it's in the Midwest, and it's a very interesting book to read because I haven't really read any of these type of stories, and I very much enjoyed it, and I cannot wait to read, especially East of Eden. I think this will be one of my like favorite classics I've ever read, so very excited for this. Also these editions are so pretty, like it's insane, absolutely insane. Love them. Give them a go. Another book that I've been wanting to read is Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. And I've read Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, and I know this might be a very unpopular opinion, but I didn't like it. Like, the first half of it was amazing. I fell in love with Mr. Rochester in a sense. I really liked the way they talked and the whole like romantic part of it, but the second half lost me. Like it was just at all. But I'm very excited for this one. All that I know about it is that it's a gothic kind of romance. Some people say it's a romance, other people say it's not, like, at all. And I know that the main character is pretty, like, depressed, and it's very sad, it's very gothic, and I'm all about that. I think it's gonna be really like my type of romance, like gothic and very pretty. And also I really want to like one of the Bronte sisters works, and I think this might be the one for me, so I'm very, very happy for it. And also I really like this cover. Like, it's one of my favorite color combinations, and it's just so satisfying. So yeah, very happy for this one. The last two books that I'm going to be discussing are Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf and The Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. The Metamorphosis I've read. I didn't enjoy. Like, it was just a very confusing way to tell something that just didn't stick with the story. It's just, I really didn't enjoy it. Like, you could have told me like the lesson, the moral of the story way easier, way like not trying to confuse anybody. Didn't like it. And I'm probably gonna not I'm probably not going to read the rest of the book because The Metamorphosis is just a short story in this book. I might, like, in a few years try again, but I really didn't enjoy it. Like, it was just, he was very confusing and not in a good way. Really not in a good way. But this one I kind of liked. I read like 40 pages, I think, of it, and then I put it down because of, well, spoiler, Wheel of Time. It took up a lot of my time, actually. But this is a very interesting concept. It's about Mrs. Dalloway, and she's preparing for a party. And she goes to the, like, flower shop, and then she goes to buy some food, I think, for the party. And how 24 hours of her life can change her whole perspective of events that happened when she was younger. And it's my type of book. I love thrillers with like a confined space and like a little number of characters. I really enjoy the type of stories that happen in 24 hours or a week, or I don't know, that really like changes profoundly a character. And I think this might be it. I think her story is gonna be insanely good, hopefully. But for me, that I'm not an English, like, English is not my main language. It was a bit hard to like get into it and like get accustomed to the way Virginia Woolf writes. But after, I think, like 20 pages, you're good to go. Like, you get used to it. It's a bit weird for me personally, but I'm definitely going to read it, especially since it's so tiny. Like, I feel bad not reading it. Like, such a short story. So yeah, I'm quite happy to pick this up back again at some point this year, hopefully. So these were all of the books that I bought in 2021, and I'm very excited to get to all of them. And I cannot wait. And I cannot wait to get to all of them and to like make reading vlogs or readathon with some of this year's. Probably Mistborn is going to be a readathon, and it's very excited because it's gonna be my first one, and it's insane. So good. So hopefully you enjoyed these videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.